speak for the trees because I think they're really cool. Just the, cool shapes they grow in, the cool places they grow in. Rugged, rocky places where you wouldn't think something would thrive and survive, and here's this beautiful little tree growing all on its own.
Beautiful morning. I'm Dusty.
My name is Dusty Perrin. I'm the assistant engineer and monitoring coordinator. So last summer in 2022, we cut and burned 12 whitebark pines infested with the mountain pine beetle, so brood trees. And so skiing around a lot this winter looking for the trees, realized there were way more than we thought, way more than we expected, and kind of knew that it was a bit of a inflection point with the beetles on JHMR. After mitigating 75 trees in 2023, we found only 27 trees to mitigate this year, and primarily in areas that we didn't have the time and resources to focus on in 2023. We take advantage of our trail crew, our access roads, our lift infrastructure to really help the trees out that you can't just do that on national forest lands anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's like a little swampy thing or something in summer.
Yep. We can find them. They looks like a couple right here.
4 pitch tubes per decimeter
Oh, okay.
in the full circumference.
We're trying to find all these brood trees that are infected by the beetles and confirm that they are infected and fatally infected, so we know which ones to take down and which ones that might still have a fighting chance.
Before I was wearing this uniform and working here full time, I worked with these trees a lot. Or my role in it really started full bore in like 2008, I think. Probably climbing trees, collecting cones, doing a lot of work with that. Quite impressive what the resort's trying to do as far as management goes. It's a lot of hands-on management and a lot of really cool things are happening here as far as whitebark goes. And there's a lot of people here at the resort who really care. It's not just we're going to cut a bunch of trees because we need to put this thing in. There's a lot of thought that goes into it and a lot of how are we going to mitigate this? What are we going to do? And that's been the case since I've been here, which is really cool. And it's just ramped up.
Up on the very summit ridge line, I tied a little piece of pink ribbon on all the whitebarks, and our excavator guy's really good up there. He drove around and trenched around every single one and kept all of them.
Nice. Yeah,
so,
if you have any pictures of that, send them my way, and we'll put them in our monitoring report, and then it just shows the level of care and effort.
This one faded from way up there.
I don't see nothing.
I don't see a single beetle though. It just looks sad.
So with the new Thunder Lift, it's a contour unload, which we hadn't done before, which is unloading people directly this way. To make that work, we had to do quite a bit of earthwork and make a much bigger flat area. This is where the majority of the whitebarks were, and we transplanted them down as close as we could to keep the soil similar and the aspect of the sun they were seeing similar. We're lucky to have a very experienced trail crew here at Jackson. Took it above and beyond and transplanted all 27 of these trees just by hand and shovel to these sites. Watered them all summer long, multiple times a week sometimes. Looks like they succeeded.
Yeah, so this is a whitebark that we had on South Pass Traverse just under the sublet lift, and we realigned the road, and we had, I think, somewhere around 6 or 7 trees whitebarks that were along the road there that we knew we were gonna dig up with an excavator. So our crew hopped in there. We're hiking water jugs into some pretty steep and hard terrain, but if we can come up with a program to successfully transplant these trees and reduce our effect on the landscape, it'd be profound, it'd be awesome.
Transplanted a handful more whitebarks the last couple of years and have had success with that, and I think our big goal is to have a more prescriptive approach on a bigger scale across more of the mountain. A lot of the groomed ski runs just don't have any chance of a whitebark growing on that ski run due to grooming operations, and being able to proactively take that seedling and move it off the groomed ski run, give it a chance to live, would be a great opportunity.
Hey, my name's Jake Skeen. I've been in and out of the Tetons for almost 10 years now. and I'm a backcountry ski guide here at Jackson Hole Mountain Resort. And one of the things I noticed that guests love when you take them out on a backcountry ski adventure is getting to appreciate the beauty of these whitebark pine trees.
Okay. Yeah, we need to go a little bit more kind of around this knob.
It's been really exciting to learn from Nancy and the NRCC these best management practices and seeing how we can apply them on a broader scale at GHMR. Utilizing all of the infrastructure we have, the teamwork we have has been really cool and something we can be proud of for sure.
My name is Nancy Bacchino, and I have been working on whitebark pine conservation in the Greater Yellowstone for 24 years, and at Jackson Hole Mountain Resort for almost 2 decades, where I've been supporting and facilitating whitebark conservation work there with the Forest Service. Verbenone is used to sort of trick the bark beetles into thinking a tree is already full of beetles and thus leaving the tree alone. So we are choosing the trees that we want to keep on the landscape, putting verbenone on those trees, and doing this for years and years and years to keep the trees alive. The trees that we choose to protect from the beetles using the verbenone are trees that have high potential to be resistant to blister rust. They have a lot of healthy cone-bearing branches, and they are also trees that we are able to safely climb and collect seed from to use for replanting. And we need seeds from trees that have resistance to blister rust. And because the whitebark pine cones are such a prized commodity in the forest, we actually have to climb each tree twice. And at the beginning of the summer, we climb the tree and cover the cones that are still growing with a mesh cage, we call it, that keeps the birds and squirrels away. And then several months later, after the cones have fully developed, we come back and collect the cones. Well, whitebark pine are in a very precarious situation, and they, like all trees, provide us with crucial life-giving gifts of oxygen, and they help protect the water, and they need our help. And because we're able to follow through by protecting the seed trees, collecting the seeds, and then bringing the seeds back, we are helping the species conservation for the next hundreds of years.